Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video I'm going to show you the #1 key to hitting topspin. Now, I've got the Topspin Pro, the absolute best product on the market for helping you get topspin on both your forehand and backhand. I am an affiliate. This thing is an incredible product, especially if you got a holiday or a birthday coming up and you need to get that tennis enthusiast in your family or even yourself a gift. This thing is awesome. My affiliate link is in the description below. All right, here it is. When you are attempting or looking to hit more topspin, the key, and there are many different things that you need to do, but if I could give you one tip, and that's what this video is about, the key to getting more topspin is to tilt your strings down prior to hitting the ball. The reason is when your strings are tilted down prior to hitting, and I don't care if you do it like Federer, where the racket drops on the outside of the hand and then the hand comes forward, or you drop the racket down like Serena and Del Potro, where the racket drops behind the hand. Getting your strings to point down prior to hitting allows you to swing up to contact and then your strings face forward. Let me show you this from the side. When your strings face down, called closing your racket face, and then you swing up to the ball, then your strings face forward. So you're able to swing up the back of the ball, getting the ball to spin very quickly. When your racket is straight up and down, imagine I could take a coin and balance the coin on the edge of the racket. When your racket is on edge in the back, it leads to hitting very flat into the back of the ball. Now, I know there are exceptions on the Pro Tour, and some players don't close their racket face a ton, but this video isn't for them. This video is for people who are struggling with their forehand and backhand and go through YouTube looking for ways to improve. And that's what my information is for, and that's who I make my videos for. So I want you to close your racket face, tilt your strings down, and then swing up to the ball. Now, the beauty of the Topspin Pro is you get to actually see the ball spin. And because you can see the ball spin, you can verify that what you're doing is actually going to help you when you go out to the tennis court. So you can do this in your backyard, in your driveway, in your basement, in your kitchen. You can improve your topspin forehand and backhand at home, so when you hit the courts, you play great. Tilt your strings down in the back, and it's what gets your racket to face forward when you swing low to high, putting topspin on the ball. So now I'm gonna hit some drop hit forehands, and by the way, it's the same thing on the backhand, and I'll show you that. But let me just hit some forehands right now, and I'll show it to you in slow motion. Let me do some regular speed right now, and then we'll do slow motion. But the way to get the ball to spin over itself is to tilt the strings down, and then when you hit the ball, your strings face forward as you're going low to high. Now watch this one in slow motion. So that was easy to see. My strings pointed down prior to hitting those balls, and it's what allowed me to brush up the back of the ball for a ton of spin. Look, when you've got a ton of spin, you can hit that ball up over the net and the ball stays in. The #1 mistake in tennis is hitting the net. You go out and watch people play and just tally mark. Oh, she hit the ball long. Oh, she hit the ball in the net. Oh, he hit the ball in the net. Oh, he hit the ball long. And you just tally mark long net, left and right. The statistic that's going to have the most tally marks is hitting the net, because gravity pulls the ball down and people don't aim high enough, so they end up hitting the net over and over again. Topspin allows you to hit the ball high enough over the net that you know the ball's going to go over, but yet you have the spin sufficient pull down, including gravity, and that spin pulling the ball into the court, and you know it's going to go in. When your racket is straight up and down, you either have to go flat into the back, or you do come up under the ball, but then you have to turn your racket to get it square. And that's where people think like, oh, I'm rolling over the ball for topspin, which is impossible, because you can't, the ball's only on the strings for 4 milliseconds. You can't make a 4 millisecond event where you're timing it perfectly every time. What you want to do is just tilt the strings down and then swing up the back of the ball. This is what it looks like on the backhand. I'm a two-hander, so I'll do this first. My strings are closed, and then I'm brushing up the back. Strings are closed. That's what leads my strings to be facing forward when I hit the ball. Topspin is an edge-driven stroke. You don't want to think of you know those like those stickers, like googly eyes, the eyes that shake, and I should really make a video on this where I put eyes on the strings. You don't want to think of it like the strings are facing, or the eyes of your strings are facing the ball. What you want to think of is if your racket had eyes, if your strings had eyes, it wouldn't even know it was going to hit a ball, because you want them facing down and you're leading up toward the edge, with the edge of the racket toward the ball, and then you miss the ball and you spin up the back. Same idea applies on the one-handed backhand. You want your strings to face down and then you spin up the back of the ball. So watch me hit some topspin forehands and backhands, and also I'll do them in slow motion. I didn't mean topspin forehand and backhands, I meant just topspin backhands. So just like on the forehand, that was easy to see. My strings were tilted down before I hit that ball. That's what allowed me to swing up and put all that topspin for security and dependability. And I know I can rely on that shot even when I'm under pressure. Get yourself a Topspin Pro. My affiliate link is in the description below. This thing is absolutely fantastic. I love it and my students love it. And I know you're gonna love it too. Work on tilting your strings down prior to contact and using that as the way to swing up with confidence, just like Nadal, and you know that ball's gonna go in. You start tilting your strings down on both your forehand and your backhand, and there's no doubt you're gonna gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.